The Great Ejection is the name usually given to what happened in 1662 when a large number of ministers were forced out of the Church of England after the Restoration. Charles II was back on the throne. The old structures of national church life were being re-established and conformity was demanded. Those who could or would not comply were removed. The key legislation is the Act of Uniformity. Ministers were required to accept the prescribed prayer book settlement and other conditions of conformity. And for many clergy that was shaped by Puritan or Presbyterian convictions, that line was something they would not cross. And the result was a mass expulsion from parish ministry. Therefore, the Great Ejection is not just an administrative event, it's one of the greatest fracture points in English religious history. It hardens the separation between the established church and a growing world of dissent. It turns unresolved arguments into institutional distance. And before that moment, there had still been some hope, at least for some, that a broad Protestant national church might hold together despite internal differences. But after 1662, that hope narrows sharply. The ejected ministers and their supporters begin more clearly to inhabit a dissenting identity. The human cost was real. These were not only famous men and names, they were local pastors with congregations, families, habits of ministries, and these long-built community ties. To lose a living, a pulpit, and a recognized place in the church was not a minor inconvenience. It reshaped whole English communities, and the event had a long afterlife. The ministers who were ejected often kept preaching where they could. Sometimes it was informally or even illegally, and often under pressure. And the story runs into surveillance, fines, and the wider politics of religious toleration. English Protestant nonconformity grows in part out of this world. The Great Ejection was intellectual and spiritual. It helps explain why dissent develops its own institutions and its own academies and habits and memory, because once they were excluded, they had to build somewhere else, and that meant chapels, networks, publishing, and traditions of self-understanding outside the official framework. It's also one of those moments where church order and conscience collide very directly with questions like, were these ministers stubborn or faithful? Were they divisive or principled? The answer depends partly on where you stand, but what cannot really be denied is that 1662 locked in consequences that lasted for generations. So if you want to understand later English evangelicalism or dissent or Protestant pluralism, the Great Ejection always sits in the background. It helps explain why the English religious landscape becomes more layered, more divided, and more institutionally various than a simple national church story would suggest. So the Great Ejection was that enforced removal of non-conforming ministers from the Church of England in 1662, and a decisive break that helped create the enduring world of English Protestant dissent.